So with blue style is much stronger, I would say, in this game than it was in the old game.
It's more cohesive, apparently.
Yeah, it just, blue tried to be an anger manipulation style. It tried to be a lot of things in Z, but it kind of fell short on pretty much all of them. I think with the mastery that they created for this style, it gives exactly what it needed. It's defensive anger manipulation, and that's what the theme of blue style is, and it's successful. It does it very well.
The mastery has potential. I mean, it's scary alone just to think that essentially any attack or block in your deck could block a card. I mean, really, if you don't play any setups or allies, if you just play attacks and blocks that are physical combats and energy combats, essentially every card in your deck can block. You have 3 blocks a turn at least, assuming you just run attacks too. Then you almost don't even have to run blocks because you can use your attacks as blocks.
Right. But if you do run blocks and you have an energy block in your hand, usually an energy block will be an energy combat. So with your mastery, having any block in your hand will serve both as the block itself and the alternative block. So energy blocks can be discarded with your mastery to stop physicals.
Physical blocks or physical combats that can be used to your mastery to stop energy. So you have the right block every time.
Yep, exactly. So, and when we were playing, various decks, we saw an obvious ally theme running through blue, and I felt that
blue is the only style with a single drainer, let alone 2.
Yes, and also it just has great utility with allies. It always, when you're playing a blue deck, it just feels like you always have your allies in play, and no one can really stop you from getting them into play. And that mainly is because of blue battle readiness. Now, this is mostly a reprint from the old game, even though it doesn't have the gold text. You use it, and I think that's because they've removed the Tokawaza requirement of this card. Right, so you can actually...
Also, it's a setup, not a non-combat.
Right. So, yeah, using this card, you can search your life deck and discard pile for an ally and place it in play at 3 stages. So you can get a potential of 2 allies with this one card, and it also serves as defense if your opponent... if you have all your allies in play and you have none in your discard pile, you can just let this card sit out and wait for them to discard one of your allies, and then you'll get it.
Either with a damage or with a crit. So
yeah, and you know that eventually they're going to crit you. So definitely a key card in blue battle readiness. I'll be playing 3 in most of my blue decks. So, and going along with that, if you want to play allies, blue Draining Blast, key card as well. So the great thing about this card is that it's actually a free energy. So, it doesn't say that it costs stages, so therefore it costs 0 stages. So in itself, if, even if you're doing bad that game, and they keep discarding all your allies, you have this free energy that you can do, or it serves as a drainer. So if you manage to level, you can go to 0 and use all of your allies.
And then the other card, which is, again, one of the gimmies of the style, but...
It has to be
you can't not include it, yes. Blue Betrayal. I mean, it's the same as it was in the old game. Physical attack, so it's free. You don't have to have stages to use it. It's basically an independent crit, but it's better because you can discard a setup, drill, or banish. Yeah, banish a setup, drill, or ally. So against a Ginyu deck, and they're going to be out there, or any other ally decks, it helps you remove them.
Yeah, I mean, in this early game with only the first set, control is a really big aspect of this game. A lot of people are going to just be giving the fact that they can just play drills, setups, and allies without them being discarded very easily. And there are a few styles that are given pretty good answers to field control, and blue is one of them in this card, so we had to mention it.
And it is the best of them because what orange and the red style cards need is stages, because their 2 options are energy attacks. This is a physical. It's free. There's no downside.
Honorable mention for blue. Blue Lunar Ray, a remake of Blue Healing Ray. I loved Blue Healing Ray in the old game. I used it in most of my blue decks because it served as a drainer that got an ally. So it always made good use of itself.
Along with the style, too, of the ally decks that blue, is obviously geared towards, is that it's hard to get rid of the allies and keep them away for long. Between blue battle readiness, gets them out of the discard pile. Overpowering attack, which is freestyle, but gets them out of the discard pile. Blue has Lunar Drake, gets them out of discard piles. So again, even if you can get rid of the allies in a blue deck, they're not going to be gone for long.
The people that we think are going to be taking over blue style mainly, honestly, I think blue has a lot of options right now. Krillin blue, I think is going to be a really strong Dragon Ball deck because you can be defensive with the mastery and then ensure that you can do critical damage effects and steal Dragon Balls.
And with Krillin, you got Yamcha as the ally, which, I mean, Yamcha, it's what, energy 1 for 3, and then hit, you can, what, discard setup, drill, or ally? No,
Yeah, shuffle in.
Shuffle in your life deck. So, I mean, that's more board control along with the Blue Betrayal.
Right, and the hero allies are definitely as strong as the Ginyu allies, as the villain allies.
You've got Tien, which is an attack, and it
draws a card.
Draws a card
if it hits. Yeah.
And then Chaozu's a little iffy, but Chaozu's still a strong attack, 4 for 7, shuffle him back in. I mean, you know, it's not great, but it's definitely not bad, and it's a nice strong attack if you can just pop them out for a turn.
Right, and there's always Chi-Chi and Bulma, which also offer control as well. In the least, Bulma takes a card from your opponent, and you're playing like a Namekian deck that you know could possibly draw the top card of their discard pile. You can always just take that card away.
I mean, anything in a discard pile, you just pop her out and name something that's annoying you. I mean, even if it's not great, it still affects them. I mean, in the slightest bit, it has to affect them.
So the main players we're going to see in blue, I think, are Krillin. Dragon Ball, or Krillin just control with chipping energy attack damage, maybe ally. Yep. And then
obviously Ginyu.
Yeah, Ginyu. I mean, if his allies just are on the field, you're doing a lot of damage.
And we were talking about this before too. We didn't really touch on it a lot during our conversation, but Blue Goku, a lot of people are playing. And I'm not talking about Blue Goku as the God Goku. I mean, there are some versions like that out there, but regular Drill Goku level 1, you can pop out Blue Mental Drill right away, and then you can pop out that Blue Drill that whenever you stop an attack, you can put a card from your discard pile on top of your life deck. Helps you cycle in Blue Betrayals, you know, Blue Lunar Rays. It helps you pretty much shuffle in whatever's in your discard pile, puts it right in the top to set it up. So you could combo that nicely with a little Tien energy attack, draw the top card.
Yeah, and both Goku is going to definitely be a strong blue personality with those 2 drills you mentioned. And also the fact that with Blue's strong ally support, you're always going to have Chi-Chi to be on the field. So you're going to be able to stop an attack with Chi-Chi and then stop an additional attack with your Master. You're just going to have this wall of defense, control with Blue Mental Drill, and that drill, like you mentioned, chooses any card to go to the top of your life deck, which is very important. So you can choose a card to draw next turn.
You could keep cycling your Blue Battle Readiness so they don't banish themselves.
So very strong, very many options. I'm not really feeling like this game is pigeonholed at all.
No.
We're just talking about all these different options that we have with all these different personalities. And blue style is definitely probably one of the more versatile styles because it offers good defenses, decent offense, ally control, as well as anger control. And anger is going to be a very big part of this game.